On today's journey of the Vic Fix, we have got an entrepreneur who's not just making waves, he's creating a full-blown tsunami in the Bangalore nightlife scene. From navigating the corporate corridors of Nokia and IBM to shaking up the F&B world, Rakesh Nagaraj is the mastermind behind some of Bangalore's most iconic spots, Mockaholic, BTDT, and the extremely famous Happy Brew Cocktail Club. In this podcast, we'll dive into his journey, his ventures, and the innovative strategies that have helped him stay ahead in the competitive market of Bangalore's nightlife. From navigating the bustling Koramangala market to expanding internationally, we'll explore the insights and lessons learned from his entrepreneurial journey. So buckle up, because today's conversation with Rakesh is going to be a roller coaster, full of raw insights, epic stories, and a whole lot of fun. Welcome to the Vic Fix. Rakesh, it's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, Vicky.
The Vic Fix.
Thanks for having me here. It's such a pleasure to be on your show. To be really frank, this is my first show.
Yeah.
Okay, and as you're a very dear friend of mine, I wanted to say yes to you when you approached.
Right.
Okay, to do this.
No, the pleasure is all ours, because I have had numerous conversations with you, and I've taken away something from each of those conversations because of the wealth of insight that you bring and being a trendsetter in the Koramangala area.
Thank you.
So it's our pleasure to have you on the Vic Fix. So let's dive right in.
Okay.
Let's go back to where it all started. Moving from Nokia to IBM and then doing a complete career shift and coming into the nightlife side of things. How did this transition happen for you?
Okay, to start off with, I was into events during my college days.
Okay,
Okay, so I studied in Jain College.
right.
I used to be a part of my the cultural activities of Jain College.
Okay,
So I used to handle certain departments when the fest used to happen and all those stuff. So post that, I used to work for a event management company too during my college days. Okay, so you'd be knowing Mr. Gautam Kanchan. So used to have his
yes.
event management companies. So I worked for Gautam first.
Yeah.
So that is when my working career started. So from there, finished my college, then
Yeah.
got into Nokia as HR.
Right.
And even there, I used to handle their entire HR events
Okay.
for South India.
Right.
Okay. Then I got an opportunity to work for IBM.
IBM.
I was part of the employee relations team there.
Okay.
I used to handle again events for certain segments of IBM.
Right.
With that, I used to handle bit of absconding, termination process. So I was into that department.
Okay.
Yes, my life, the way I started thinking about life, changed while working for IBM. To be really frank, because the
Okay.
exposure at such a young age I got
Yeah.
was very, very, very important for my life.
Amazing.
So I had a very good mentor in IBM.
Okay.
So he was my reporting boss. He used to always tell me, "No, you can do it."
Right.
So that attitude of his,
Yeah.
okay, which he transferred to me, helped me a lot. So post IBM, I used to work for IBM. Then, yes, there was a day I thought, okay, now I have to get into something else.
Right.
So parallelly, my friends had started Mockaholic.
Yes. Yes.
So before I got into it, it was a hookah cafe.
Yeah.
So post that, when hookah was shutting down due to government regulations as such, I think it was one late evening, from my office I was there, because I used to work out of Banagata office
Okay.
of IBM.
Right. Right.
So I met them once.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, what is happening? They're like, no, we are planning to close, or we are planning to change. That was the kind of conversation.
Yeah.
I used to travel a lot.
Right.
Then I used
Okay.
to travel across India.
Okay.
So that is when some idea, because the place was fantastic. It was an open air place, and JP Nagar, there was nothing there.
Yes.
This I'm
You're
talking
right.
15 years back. Then I thought, okay, we can do a nice concept here.
Right.
Then there were people who wanted to exit, they exited, and we three of us had a vision,
Okay.
and I had a focus. And
Right.
let's give something what people want.
Nice.
So this started 15 years back, wherein it was including me, because I
Yeah.
also wanted something premium
Yeah.
yet affordable.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Then, so
Right.
we started the first beer cafe. So
Okay.
there was La Casa then.
Yes, I remember.
Jainagar?
Jainagar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Post that, there was nothing in Jainagar or
Absolutely
there was
right.
nothing.
Yeah.
Even Koramangala was not picking then. So that is when we thought, why don't we do a beer cafe with good food?
Yes.
And shisha being added, not added, it was not our focus.
Right.
Okay, we always thought that would be an value add if people want.
Yeah.
So we started this concept of getting. Then I used to not know what is RVB license, where you will get
Yeah.
an independent beer license.
Right.
I didn't know.
Right.
Because of my travel, because of the exposure I had,
Yeah.
I got a chance to meet one of the person who explained to me what is RVB.
Okay. Okay.
So retail vending beer
yeah.
was
Yeah.
a thing.
Right.
So we started with that.
Okay.
La Casa
Okay.
had that
Right.
license.
License. Yeah.
So post that, how to get the license was a question.
Yeah.
Because I'm not part of F&B at all.
Correct.
I haven't done my hotel management because I'm a qualified HR marketing
Right.
guy.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a learning.
Yeah.
Through that, somehow we started the place. Even getting funds was not easy.
Right.
Because I was 25 then.
Yeah.
Getting funds was not easy.
Yeah.
I in fact had not told my parents for some time that okay, I'm going to start something like this and I'm planning to quit IBM. No.
Right. Okay.
So one fine day, I told them, yes, this is what I'm planning to do, and I'm going to be off corporate life.
Yeah.
It was a big risk which I took.
Right.
It was not easy, but I was very confident in what I was planning to
Super.
do, and my focus was to make sure people coming into our place were happy.
Okay.
So that is when Bangalore was trending with beer.
Correct.
We
Right.
kept it simple. It was an open air.
Yeah.
We used to screen matches. Then as I was from events and everything, I wanted to give that additional edge for people to come have fun.
Yeah.
So we started a live music concept with Joshua Palmer for Wednesdays. That particular thing helped us a lot. Okay. But
Yeah.
we were not confident that it's going to work.
Right.
Because JP Nagar and Jainagar, the market was not as everyone used
Completely
thinking now.
residential.
Yes.
And a very rooted community,
Yes.
strongly in Kannada. And
yes.
Yeah.
Strongly
yeah,
in Kannada.
Yeah.
So when Joshua came,
Right.
he does only English music.
Yeah.
So it was not easy, but we had a discussion. I spoke to Joshua. I said, trust me,
Right.
people need this.
Right.
With that, probably we have some few songs of English,
Okay.
and probably one good song Kannada you can probably learn. Trust
Right.
me, he was the one who was like, yes, let's do it.
Superb. Right.
He was a great support then. But I should be thankful for my friends then,
Right.
because if that was not there, that setup was not there,
Yeah.
probably I wouldn't have thought about venturing into F&B at all.
Of course. If the Mockaholic opportunity would not have popped up,
No,
probably
no.
it would have just been in IBM.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would have been IBM. I would have been in some other corporate company, but
Yeah.
not in F&B sector. So post that, people started appreciating, okay,
Yeah.
with what we are doing. Then came another turn in my life. I lost my dad.
Okay.
So that is when it was very hard for me to concentrate, because he was my backbone. He used to support
Right.
me
Right.
like completely.
Right. How many years into opening Mockaholic was this?
It was about 1.5 to 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
early in the journey.
Right.
Okay. He used to be very proud that okay, we do this and we are into this business. But yeah, unfortunately, I lost him.
Right. Right.
Then
Right.
after this particular thing happened,
Yeah.
I was in Mockaholic. Then I was feeling a little low then. Okay,
Got it.
because
Right.
my dad was like my best friend basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I once called him. I was like, Gautam, do you have anything? I want to just change the way I think, and I want to be more occupied.
Good.
That is when he told me, I'm doing Celebrity Cricket League. Why don't you come and join with me?
Okay. Okay. Right.
I should
Yeah.
be thankful to Gautam for giving me that opportunity, because that made me feel that I could do more. Then we started doing celebrity. All the after match parties were hosted by Gautam, and I was with him.
Okay.
So he was seeing one of the locations, say Chennai, I was in Bangalore, or we were in Siliguri, or we were in Chennai. So we used to
Understood.
travel a lot.
Right.
So that actually made me overcome my dad's loss, because
Right.
that is what I thought, because keeping myself busy and my focus being kind of changed, or my thought process, that helped me a lot. During
Yeah.
that phase
Yeah.
was when I met Mr. Raghunandan. We call him Raghu.
Yeah.
Okay, Gautam's close friend, and
Right.
he's a successful entrepreneur too in
Okay.
Bangalore.
Okay. Right.
That is when we started hanging out in Mockaholic.
Okay.
And surprisingly, Raghu knew Mockaholic before,
Right.
because he has one, he had a place, what do you say, the liquor store, one of his liquor stores
Yes.
in JP
Yes. Yes.
Nagar,
Yeah.
Liquor
Okay.
Mart.
Right.
Okay. So then we became good friends. Yeah,
Coming.
that is,
Yeah.
see, I've been kind of blessed,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
with that, because right time I've met right people, and that is
Yeah.
very difficult in life, where you get right kind of
You're
people
right.
in life.
Yeah, yeah.
I always have believed in having only limited people with you, but the right people with you.
Perfect. Can you like tell us a little bit about the formation of Happy Brew and how did the whole idea come into mind and where did you start from?
One fine day, Raghu was actually opening one of his liquor stores in Koramangala.
Koramangala. Yes.
Okay, now what we call as Happy Brew
Yeah.
Lane
Yeah.
was called as Truffles Lane then. Right? So we once went to Truffles for lunch,
Right.
and we were just walking, and that road used to be like a peaceful road on earth. Trust me,
Right.
then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unlike what it is now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we had a burger. We were just walking down. That is when, towards the right side, I saw a nice tree from inside.
Okay.
The place was shut,
Yeah.
and that frontage being beautiful and everything.
Hmm.
This place was called as Soul before.
Right.
Then I spoke to Raghu. I'm like, Raghu, this place is nice. He's like, yeah, fantastic place.
Yeah.
Then we went and saw it was closed. That is when we saw one of the watchmen being there, and then we took the owner's number.
Okay.
That is how the plan of Happy Brew started.
Wow.
It
Okay.
was not that, okay, we had planned, this is the place we will do. No,
Right.
it just happened. Then I used to not know Himesh. Then Raghu knew Himesh before.
Okay.
That is when he spoke to Himesh that,
Right.
okay, we
Yeah.
are planning something like this.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you be interested to part of it? Then he agreed,
Yeah.
because Himesh already had a place called Love
Love
Shack,
Shack.
which used to do
Right.
pretty good then. That is when we as a group came together. So
A
it's a
beautiful
journey. It
Of
was
course.
like you watch a movie,
Yeah.
like the way it starts,
Correct.
one by one.
Right.
It was not that, okay, there were no twists and turns.
Yeah.
There were ups and downs before we
Right.
started this. Post we started also, there was
Of course.
lot of things
course.
which happened.
Right.
But all these things made one thing was, it made me strong. That is what actually helped me focus on my career, where I thought I should bring some difference to this.
Superb.
I should bring some difference to this and be true to myself
Yeah.
in what I'm giving to people is the best.
Right.
With all these things, what I have to mention, one important thing is I had good support of my partners. They always believed in me. Okay, whenever I used to come up with idea, okay, this is what we need to, they always backed me. So without that, trust me, I don't think so we would be completing 11 years today.
Absolutely.
That wouldn't have happened.
When you launched Mockaholic, it was a bold move into a new space. Looking back, how did that experience lay the foundation for Happy Brew? And what were some of the key lessons you learned along the way?
With having Mockaholic,
Yeah.
it helped me figure out the kind of customer base and the kind of target audience to which I could give that good thing, like JP
Yeah.
Nagar, Jayanagar, and that area. What people wanted, we gave through Mockaholic.
Right.
So when it came to Koramangala,
Yeah.
it was a different ball game again.
Of course.
Yes, and when we started Happy Brew, also we never knew that we are gonna be a full-fledged event place. Okay, our idea was the place to be a nice hangout place with a beer, good food,
a lot
course.
of people still miss that vibe, man, because Happy Brew and me as well. Because see, I'll tell you, I mean, I don't know, like, that had a different vibe. Now the place has a great vibe as well. But somehow I think we are just like, corrupt or spoiled Bangaloreans, wherein, we like nostalgia and everything. So, we like that open bar in the center and, like a platform on which, Martin is like standing, doing his karaoke, and everyone's like, crowded around him. And it was like our boiler room.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
all this, the way we planned Happy
Yes.
Brew, trust me, the experience of Mockaholic helped me mainly because I was not part of F&B industry at all. I
Correct.
haven't done my hotel management.
Yeah.
I was a fresher. Mockaholic was the base for me to learn what I should give to people. Okay.
Right.
How
Yeah.
to interact with people. What is this industry? Trust me, that was the most important decision of mine, or a place which made me what I am today. If Happy Brew would have been my first place, things would have been different.
Of course.
And Happy Brew, the way we started Happy Brew was simple, nice,
Yeah.
hangout place for college students coming in,
Right.
and everyone. Over a period of time, we had to gradually come
Right.
up with a better.
You have to
property.
innovate, see, because, and well, that's one thing that I've seen as well, that places don't innovate within a certain shelf life. You know what happens.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's more of a psychological thing as well, that
Yeah, it is a psychological thing, and trust me, we as the founders of Happy Brew,
Yeah.
okay, our group, we ourselves thought every time that there is something new which has to come.
got it. Right.
And as I travel too much,
Yeah.
so I get in to see a lot of things,
Understood.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, why don't we do this at Happy Brew?
Right.
And with the able support of all the founders,
Yes.
we always, at least 6 months to 1 year, we get in some change. This, what do you say, the time,
Yeah.
okay, the time what we are living in,
Right.
and the F&B industry,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And it's very dynamic. Extremely.
Very dynamic, with the kind of players who are here
Yeah.
come from different background, okay,
Yeah.
and the energy or the concepts what they get is totally different. We, from 15 years, whatever we have been doing,
Yeah.
our mindset has to be changed every year
Yeah.
because of the new competition which is coming in.
Yeah.
Sometimes now, before it was a year, now it has become 6 months.
Yeah.
And hats off to people who come with that kind of thought, the kind of places which they are building now, the
Yeah.
concepts what you are getting, amount of money they are spending on the interiors, it's like crazy.
See, it's easy to open venues,
Absolutely.
but to run it successfully is where the real struggle is.
That is where a dedication,
Right.
and you need to have a goal, basically, for
Yeah.
a vision
Yeah.
and a goal for one particular place. What I plan to do in Happy Brew,
Yeah.
if I have another place, I can't be planning to do the same thing there
Correct.
because of the demography,
Yeah.
different kind of people,
Right.
the target audience. It always changes. So these are the basic things which I feel everyone have to look into.
What's the story behind the name Happy Brew Cocktail Club? What experience do you want to offer to the customer, and how deeply does it resonate with what you want to bring out?
Okay, so basically, when we started Happy Brew, it was just a beer place.
Yeah.
We called it as Resto Beer Cafe.
Correct.
That was apt to what we were offering. Then we rebranded Happy Brew
Yeah.
to Happy Brew Bar and Kitchen.
Yes.
That is post-COVID.
correct.
When we renovated the place, it was apt to what we were offering to people. Now, with the kind of changes which has happened,
Yeah.
okay, in and around Happy Brew,
Right.
okay, everyone wants to do the same thing.
Yeah.
We wanted to be slightly placed
Premium.
above
Yes.
and offer
Yeah.
what other people are not offering, or
Yeah.
if they're offering, in what way they're offering.
Correct.
Okay. So we thought, why don't we rebrand Happy Brew, calling a cocktail club?
Yeah.
Okay, why cocktail club?
Yeah.
All the places serve cocktail. Majority of the places, they name it as cocktail bar.
Yeah.
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 Happy Brew is already a club.
Correct.
Our evening events are more successful.
Yes.
So we thought, why don't we mix the club experience with cocktail?
Understood. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a unique branding, which not many people have done or
Correct.
thought of.
Right.
We thought, why don't we explore that? So that is where Happy Brew stands out, is because we always are thinking,
Yeah.
we always are innovating.
Yes.
Why? To be better placed in market,
Correct.
be close to people. We want Happy Brew to be close to people,
Right.
and not to forget, our customers always feel
Yeah.
Happy Brew as their second home.
Right.
And having that loyal customer base, that is the number one point for us to innovate
Yeah.
and be better. So that is
Yeah.
what makes me and our founders together
Right.
to be on the toes,
Yeah.
okay, when it
Yeah.
comes to Happy Brew,
Yeah.
to give the best to people.
So Happy Brew offers a blend of live events, DJ nights, and entertainment offerings. How do you plan and execute this diverse section of entertainment to ensure that it resonates with your regular clientele?
Okay. Thanks for asking this question, because what I believe in is that every day of the week has to be different. The place is same, liquor is same, food is same, the ambience also remains same.
Yeah.
For people to come back again and again, okay,
Right.
not to get bored, what new can you offer other than all this? We can't eat dal chawal every day, but with tadka here and there, you can still have dal chawal
Right.
every day. So that is what I believe, that people have to think about Happy Brew on Monday to Sunday basis. Why? You have many occasions in life. Your birthday,
Right. Yes.
anniversaries,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
lot of things. You name it. Your promotion, you buy a car, you buy a house.
Right.
Everyone celebrates, and it is not on one particular day that they buy.
Right.
It's throughout the week.
Yeah.
So there should be something for people. And when it comes to Happy Brew is not a huge place.
Yeah.
It's a small boutique kind of a place,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
which makes you feel that, okay, yeah, this is a place where I want to be. That's the reason people always think it is their second home. Okay.
Right.
And I would like to add this point. Happy Brew is like a hidden gem in Bangalore or in India.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where, see, marketing, you can market to a certain extent that, okay, people get to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
But if lot many people know, if I could reach more people
Yeah.
saying that, okay, this is what we offer in Happy Brew Monday to Sunday,
Right.
then I think things would have been more better. But
Understood.
we are
Yeah.
extremely happy
Yeah.
the kind of reach what we have in Bangalore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because people come from different parts of Bangalore to Happy Brew,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that actually surprises me with all the traffic
Right.
what we have these days.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So this is what, as per your question, if I wouldn't have thought, or if we wouldn't have thought about these concepts,
yeah.
then I would have been one of the places in Bangalore.
Right. But don't you feel that sometimes it's a bit of an overkill to do something every day?
No, thing is, when a horse is running,
Yeah.
it has to be running. If the horse stops running, then people will think, why is it stopped?
Right.
Happy Brew is a running horse,
Yeah.
and we always want to be running, and we always want to be in race. Coming from a corporate background, what helps you is, it will make you a process man, a process driven. As I was part of HR, I used to
Yeah.
handle a lot of processes.
Right.
So once you set a process,
Yeah. Yeah.
that process has to continue. You need to
Yeah.
give it a time, you need to give it a thought, you need to give it a concept.
Correct.
That is why if you see our Mondays, our Tuesdays, our Wednesdays, our Thursdays,
Yeah.
taking for an example, Thursdays, Martin
Yes.
has been with us for 11 years now. Okay,
True.
I feel I think this is the only property in across India, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
that one property is ran for 11 years with one single
one.
artist. And I'm very thankful to Martin for his support. He always stands by things. He is like, when I call him, hey Raki, tell me now, what do we do?
Yeah.
His energy and his passion towards what he does,
Right.
trust me, has helped. That is the main reason we started other days, because we started first only
I
Thursday.
know.
our karaoke
Of
nights.
course, I have come to so many of them, and I even seen Martin's journey, like from where he started to what he's been. And I think that's the true embodiment of a great artist and a great owner working together towards building a concept. Because I believe that at one point of time, the whole Bangalore would flock down to Happy Brew for karaoke nights.
Absolutely.
Right? And
Absolutely.
then of course your diversification, your new venues, and all of that happens. No, but the soul
The
that
still
it's built
remains.
on is still at Happy Brew.
Now you said one word, the soul. Soul. Before Happy Brew,
Yeah.
that place was called as Soul Cafe. So somewhere, right? Somewhere we were destined to be there. To be really frank.
Yeah.
And our landlord, he's always been supportive to us. He always gives that good vibes, and trust me, the day we named it as Happy Brew,
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
it's always kept people happy there.
Right.
And that has helped us, and that is what has driven us to do all these things.
Yeah.
Okay, our motto is always the customer has to leave,
Leave
happy.
happy. Yeah.
And he should bless us in certain way that, okay, yes, this place is
Right.
good.
Right.
And that blessing always
Is what-
helps you. That is what
Absolutely.
keeps you happy.
Happy Brew has built iconic nightlife properties that have been catering to its regular clientele for so many years now. For example, you have Thursday Nights with Martin that has been going for almost 11 years now. You have Wednesday Nights with Ivan that has close to 4 years now. And of late, you have started one with Jasmeet, on Monday nights. Right? What is the secret, to ensuring that these concepts work so beautifully the way they have?
Okay, for this question, see, it's a perspective basically. Okay, so how we started Thursday was because Martin was having his karaoke nights on a Wednesday in Love Shack. So as Himesh is associated with us, that is how Martin came here on Thursdays. See, when we start certain things, we never expect the outcome of it. That is a plus point what we have, or
Got
I
it.
have.
Yes.
I
To begin
don't expect anything to do wonders.
Yeah.
I give in the best concept.
Yeah.
In tandem with the artist, I always have a one-on-one discussion with the artist on the concept, because I can plan,
Yes.
but executing is artist who
of
executes.
course. Of course.
And that's our USP. Number one USP for Happy Brew is we have had people being with us for the longest time.
Right.
The way I function is totally different. I always work as a team.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I always give in my suggestions, feedbacks. Okay.
Yeah.
I take feedbacks.
Yes.
So when you say our nights,
Yeah.
I'm in talk with every artist before the show or after the show on majority of the occasions. Whether it is Martin or to be really frank, Ivan, we always have 2 to 3 calls in a week, and the call will last 30 minutes each. Why? Why is
Yeah.
that? Because the artist also is passionate about performing at Happy Brew.
And showcasing their identity.
Absolutely. And
Right.
see, it is always a win-win. I always believe in win-win.
Correct.
I never want to win alone and the other person is like, okay, he's just working for me. No.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I am making something good for myself,
Yes.
I want the other person also to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is when we grow together.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that is my ideology. I am not a person where I want to grow alone. No. I want my team, the people with me growing together. That is one thing which is always has kept me or has made me a better person in life.
And that's how long-lasting concepts are built as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
So yes, as you said, there are different concepts, different days, right? The bands, when I come to bands, which
Yeah.
we're
They have
doing
been the silent underperformers in the background.
Yeah.
But
so those guys were the guys who built my weekends. And how this happened?
yeah.
There's a long story for everything, to be really frank,
Yeah.
because never happened overnight.
Right.
People, majority of the bands which perform are not Bangalore based.
Right.
So 7 years back, 8 years back, they
Yeah.
have come from Delhi.
Yeah.
They are looking for opportunities here. That is
Right.
when the band culture was not there in
Of course.
Band, I
Of
mean the
course.
live music
Yeah,
thing,
you're right.
was not there in Bangalore.
Correct.
That is when I started my first show in Mockaholic before Happy Brew. So there was one band which came to me. They're like, okay, this is our band. We perform in Delhi.
Yeah.
We're not getting shows. So I saw their profile and I was like, I think we can do something with this. I told them, okay, next week, what are you doing? Friday, you're performing here.
Okay.
They were shocked.
Right. Right.
They didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Then they immediately told me, if you wouldn't have offered this
You
gig
would have
to us,
gone back.
we would have gone back. See, I didn't know that.
Right.
But I told them, chance given, please utilize that.
Do your best.
Yes. And I told them one thing, if you work with me, you will work with me for long.
Eh,
So they started. They're still working with me. They're still working
Amazing.
with me.
Amazing.
Okay. So they've also grown.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They've grown tenfolds,
Yes.
which I'm very, very happy,
Right.
because these are the small things which always helps you as a person
Absolutely.
and other people too. And one more thing is, when you are having a concept or developing a concept,
Yeah.
you will not be 100% in first or the second gig or
Yeah.
4 gigs.
Yes.
I learn
Yes.
literally every day.
Right.
That has made me a better person.
Right.
Now, when it comes to the other gigs, the bands what we have,
Yeah.
and the DJs whom we have,
Yes.
the DJs also who play at Happy Brew are for long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One
Right.
name I would like to mention is Rohan, who's
Yeah.
our resident DJ.
Yeah. Of course.
You will be shocked how we came to perform to Happy Brew. There was one show, okay, when DJ had to perform.
Right.
He came in late. He was Rohan was the opening DJ, and the main DJ was late due
Right.
to some medical issues or
Yeah.
certain things. I told him, you continue.
Right.
As I
Right.
was there that day, I told him, you continue. He continued. That was the beginning of his association with Happy Brew.
Right. Right.
So, and I'm thankful to him because he's been supportive.
Correct.
He's become a music producer now. He does a lot of things.
Yeah.
See, life is simple.
Of
Life
course.
is short. Okay. When
Yeah.
we do things, why don't we do the best?
Yeah.
But I should be very grateful to my partner, Raghunandan, because he's a kind of person, okay, in business to look upon to.
Super.
Okay. I learn a
Super.
lot from him. So I've always been into that thing that, okay, if someone is telling me certain things, I
Right.
always pick it up. I
Yeah.
always value it.
Right.
And there are certain things I do it my way. Because if
Right.
you don't have your own identity
Or your
in
touch.
doing things, then there is no point. And I'm happy, again, stressing point that, okay, my co-founder support me in that.
Correct.
But you need to be stable. You need
Right.
to give it time. You need it. You need confidence and you need trust.
Right.
Main thing is the trust,
Yeah.
and that I have on my artist. That's
Yeah.
the reason when I say association with artists for the longest time,
Yeah.
I believe in them.
Let's go into a bit of insight on what are the conversations that you have during those half an hour, 1 hour calls that you do with them 3 times a week.
See, it is different with different people, trust me.
Okay.
Okay. When I speak to Jasmeet, it's 5 minutes. Okay, 5
Yeah.
to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. When I speak to Rohit,
Yeah.
okay, Rohit calls me. He's like, okay, bro, we should do this. Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? I'm like, see the energy.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Energy, what they have, and what I also give them,
Yeah.
and what the place gives them.
Yeah.
Okay. With Ivan is a superstar.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
See, music is a science. Okay?
Yeah.
And trust me, he's a master in it.
Right.
I learn a lot, and I've learned a lot from him, talking with him.
Okay.
The kind of precision he has in things, what he does is like mind blowing. And what he says, he delivers. So that has made me also work in a different fashion that we need to deliver.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
There are certain asks of his, I was like, fine, tomorrow
Yeah.
it will be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Because I believe in him.
Yeah.
And I know what he's thinking is right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's always a mutual thing, and it's always a teamwork.
Yes.
Then when it comes to Martin is been like, is our house boy kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
he's like in the DNA.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a DNA.
yes.
We call it, right, Mane Udga.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
Mane Udga
Correct.
is
Correct.
Martin.
Correct.
So he also has a lot of suggestions. We work on it.
Absolutely.
And I should take this one particular name who supported me a lot is DJ Jiten. He's been my like very close friend because
Yeah.
I know him from my college days.
Okay.
We started our career together with Gautam.
Right.
He used to get his speakers, and I used to work with Gautam. So we go long back.
Yeah.
I think 20 years now, more than
Right.
20 years.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what he does.
Yeah.
He's a master in it.
Right.
The amazing sound at Happy Brew is because of him.
Yeah, I didn't know this.
So as I told you, he's been part of my journey throughout. The
Now,
sound, what you hear in Happy Brew is his sound.
now, all right. Okay, great.
So
yeah,
he's the guy, he always has he's given that unconditional support to me
Superb. Yeah.
because he believes in me.
Right.
He says you have a vision.
Yeah.
He says the vibe and the experience,
Yeah.
okay, at Happy Brew is totally different than any other place I play.
Yeah.
He loves playing in Happy Brew because
Right.
he says it's my stress buster and I love being there.
Yeah. Yeah.
With all the work what he does,
Absolutely.
he's a busy man.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So with that, he says when I come to Happy Brew, I feel myself relaxed, and people love him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the quality of music
Correct.
and the way he plays is very good.
Yes.
He's one among the best guys who's actually
Superb.
played at Happy Brew.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that people who have worked in Happy Brew, they have their own relationship built.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
bands, they speak
Right.
to Jiten speaks to the band.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of cross business which is happening.
Correct.
And I'm very happy that, okay, it all started through Happy Brew. Absolutely.
Let's talk about the staff because some of the staff, even the bouncers, everyone have been there for the last 10 plus years.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's testimony to the fact.
From
Yeah.
my kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah.
My kitchen staff.
Yeah.
Because they're not seen outside. You would see only the service people, the bouncers, the managers. My kitchen staff have been working with me for last 10 years today. There are few people 7 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
So people working with me, they work for long.
So, right.
Why? Because I let them get their experience out. See, you are good at one thing, I'm good at one thing.
Yeah.
I can't be telling I'm good at this, you have to do that. No,
Yeah.
then what's the point?
Exactly. Of getting
You're
on board.
not getting that person's creativity out. Yeah, there are certain things where I say, I think this has to be my way, please do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Because those are most crucial things
Right.
which has to be that way.
Understood. Yeah.
But analyzing what is best, what is not best,
Correct.
what is right, what is not right, that is where my role comes in a bit. I'm not saying that, okay, whatever I do 100% is right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might fail here and
But
there.
you go through your trials and
Absolutely.
errors.
See,
Yeah. Yeah.
once you fail, that is when you learn.
You learn. Exactly. Right.
I failed a lot.
Right.
I've learned a lot.
Right.
Now I think it's the time to better things off. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So here I would like to mention, so whatever I do it for Happy Brew, not for me. The reason to be like consistent in what we're doing, what I would like to say is our thought process.
Yeah.
Number one. And we thinking about customers, okay, to give the best always. And the third thing is seeing the success of Happy Brew, you personally be happy. Okay.
Right.
That is what drives me. I always have considered Happy Brew as my baby. Yeah, I've always thought Happy Brew as my baby because it's very close to my heart.
Right.
I know some places or some few people have their cars are they're very close. A few people say that house is very close to me.
Correct.
For me, Happy Brew is very close to my heart.
Amazing.
That's the reason, if you have seen, I've not ventured out into any other places till date other than Happy Brew.
Yeah. Yeah.
There have been opportunities.
Right.
There have been offers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I think I need to concentrate on one place.
Yeah.
With the competition what we have.
Right.
And the way the market has grown for last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
One place, give the best to it.
Super.
Always will help you stay at the top and make people happy. That is our motto.
With several pubs closing down in Koramangala due to rising costs and them not being able to match or manage customer requests, How have you avoided these pitfalls?
Personally, I don't look into all these things too much
Okay.
because, as they say,
Yeah.
think about your place,
Right.
think about what you want to do
Yeah.
rather than concentrating on what others do.
Yes.
I have a clear policy for myself.
Right.
I don't get into others' business at all.
Okay.
I mind my business.
Right.
I make sure I do the best
Yeah.
rather than, okay, he's doing something, I think I should do better than him.
Right.
I challenge myself, not others.
Yeah. Was the COVID time a very tough time for you guys to navigate through? Or because of the processes that you had in place, you just treated it as a minor blip and then you were able to come out of it?
COVID, if I have to say, it was kind of a blessing for us
Right.
because that gave us time to renovate the place. I know how sad it was,
Yes.
okay, the kind of things what people had to go through.
Right.
But business wise, if I have to say,
Yeah.
that gap, the time what we got, we were always thinking we have to renovate the
It was
entire
a breathing
place.
space and
Yes,
where you took
yes,
a pause.
yes, yes. And taking care of our staff, we held few of them back.
Yes.
Okay, we
Right.
paid them half
Right.
of their salary. We held them back. We
Right.
took care of them
Super.
to our capacity. Post that, once we renovated the place, we started. It was a different story altogether for Happy Brew.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, like, knowing the way you work, again, the staff came back, like.
Yeah, everyone came back. Everyone rejoined. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel they feel happy working at our place. And the best thing is they're used to this Happy Brew culture.
Yeah. Yeah. And they will not be comfortable anywhere else.
Anywhere
Right.
else. Anywhere else.
Right. Okay. Given the evolving dynamics of Koramangala, right? What future trends do you see happening, and how do you plan to stay ahead of this curve?
Okay. Now this is the question. So this is what I have always been working on for last 2-3 years
Yeah.
because you have to be ahead.
Right.
So that's the reason what I do is the way we think
Yeah.
about the business is a little different than what others think. One main point what I would like to stress with this entire thing is you can't be like more or extra creative to get things done.
Correct.
Because this industry has its own limitation.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
What you can do is probably with the trending things,
Yeah.
be into the trend.
Okay. Yeah.
As the trend is changing, you need to change yourself to be in the business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to be in the competition.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the reason we always change, as you said, 6 months, 1 year, we kind of
Right.
change things.
But you
for a
subtly
reason.
incorporate these things so that the brand value is not lost.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
don't do everything at once.
Right.
Subtly, we keep on changing things so that
Yeah.
we are in the market always. That is more important rather than you just come fly high and then
Yeah.
you
Crash.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
crashing also depends on you. See, no business will crash by itself. Okay, when you have a proper concept,
Yeah.
proper backing, the
Right.
ideas what you have, you need to back your own ideas. See, there is no point in giving up.
Because if you don't believe in your ideas, then who will?
Absolutely, and you
Right.
need to be consistent in that.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
in a swimming pool,
Yeah.
you have to swim, else you'll drown.
Right. Yeah.
So that is what I believe in, and we always make sure the calls, whatever we take,
Yeah.
is all a sustainable call for business.
Right.
That is what we keep in mind, and that is how I operate things or plan things.
So you're known for curating memorable and very different experiences at Happy Brew. Okay. Of all the events that you have done in the last 11, 12 years, okay, can you tell us one particular experience that stands out, and that you will remember forever?
Okay, like that, there are many, to be really frank, but what I love is the anniversary gigs what we do
Yes.
every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we get in all the artists together,
Yeah.
and we celebrate it as a festival.
The whole day celebration.
Whole day celebration.
Yes.
We start at 1 p.m. and it goes on till 1 a.m.
Yes.
So
Yes.
these are very close to my heart
Yeah.
because it's like it's a celebration with everyone. Next one is coming in July or August.
Yeah.
So we're planning. So that makes me happy.
Superb.
See,
Yeah.
it's celebrating Happy Brew
Right.
one,
Correct.
and it's celebrating the day with the most loved people.
Everyone who's contributed towards
for
it
Happy
year
Brew.
on year.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
So that is my
Standout event.
standout event, and I look up. I look up to that. I'm like,
Yeah, every
okay,
year.
every year I'm like, okay, last year we did this. Why don't we do something different next year?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when planning things, I usually take little risks.
But
I've
see,
been
from
lucky.
these risks come out the moments that make people go,
It pays
wow,
out.
right?
It pays
Otherwise,
out.
everyone is just doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you need to take that, like, what do you say? The limited risk
Yeah.
has to be taken.
Correct.
Else,
Correct.
what happens? You'll be one among the
Yeah.
crowd. So that's the main reason I particularly prefer these kind of events where I get in different kind of people,
Yeah.
curate the event,
Yeah.
and make it a festival. Okay, so we do that year on year
Right.
to challenge ourselves
Yeah.
and to make sure people are happy
Yeah.
with a different experience.
So now with plans to expand to Germany, okay, if I am right, you're planning on taking the whole Happy Brew offering to Germany, right? How do you plan on positioning the curated concepts or the offerings with regard to F&B that are Indian, and how do you plan on positioning them in the German market?
Okay, to be very specific on this, the German market is totally different than the market what
Absolutely.
we have here. Okay, it took quite some time for me to actually understand what's the market type there, or the kind of situation, the people, because if you don't know the people there,
Yeah.
you will never be successful in this kind of business.
Correct.
Because the offering what you give,
Yeah.
okay, the offer what you offer has to be what they want. So it's been 3 years now. I've worked on some certain concepts. I might not be able to take the complete Happy Brew concept there, okay, because of the weather situation there, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not similar to
Correct. Correct.
Bangalore,
Correct.
and I would like to do something indoor and outdoor there.
Yes.
So I'm working on few possibilities. It's not very easy to set up a business there.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, it's a different learning
Because
altogether.
of the legalities
And all
yeah.
those stuff, and you need to do a lot of courses there, which I've completed
Yeah.
doing now. Okay, now I'm in search of right place, like, okay,
Yeah.
right property,
Right.
okay, a business property which makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the right place for the concepts what I'm thinking, with support, like
Yeah.
people, all my friends
Yeah.
who are supporting me,
Yeah.
and support. This kind of support is very important. Basically,
Right.
what happens, to actually mention, my family plays a very important part in
Yeah.
whatever I'm doing,
Yeah.
because you know the kind of timelines
Of
we
course.
work with. I
It's
should
not
be
easy on the health, on the
no,
mind.
no.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful to my wife. She's the one who backs me with majority of the things now. She corrects me when I make a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. She pats me on my back when I do something good. So she keeps me grounded, to be really frank.
Superb. Yeah.
So with the collaborative thing, okay, as she's working there too.
Yeah.
So we are coming up with something nice. Yes.
Yeah.
There the concept of Indian food is totally different than what we think.
Yes.
So I want to get in something nice for people so that they remember for long.
Correct.
See,
Correct.
everything what we do is not only for money too. It's
Of
very
course.
important that you need to make a name for yourself.
Yeah. Plus, you sell an experience. From the minute the customer walks in, like you said, he has to walk out happy.
Happy.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
And that can only come with an experience. See, and knowing you, I mean, I think that you will bring out like the combination of Indian and German experience in a very nice way. You know?
Yeah, very similar
Yeah.
what you're telling. I'm planning to have
Yeah.
a world cuisine basically.
Yeah.
In a unique way where people have seen butter chicken, your rotis, dals, and all
Correct.
those stuff there.
Correct.
But I want to be a little
See,
different there.
when we can localize international cuisine, why don't we like take,
Absolutely.
you know, why don't we take the Indian element and localize their cuisine?
Absolutely.
Right? You know, so with the right combination, that's where your experience will play a massive part.
Actually, to be very frank, I have few people there, okay,
Yeah.
who are Indians and settled there for about 45, 50 years. They exactly know what I do here.
Okay.
They are very excited actually to partner, and they say that, okay, your ideologies and your kind of thinking has to come here, which will help the market basically.
Correct. Yeah.
So I'm on the verge of planning,
Yeah.
waiting for the right real estate.
Right.
Should happen soon, keeping my fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for that.
Till then, my main priority has always been Happy Brew, and it will
Yeah,
be for
of
the
course.
longest
Love
time.
it. Love it. So, Raki, so now let's get into some fun, some personal, and some offbeat questions. Okay.
Okay.
This is the segment that I look forward to, right?
Okay.
Because you are done with the serious talk now, and now let's get to know you a little better. Of all the venues in Bangalore that you have explored, specifically in the nightlife and the F&B sector, give me two venues that are your favorite apart from Happy Brew. And what do you like about them?
Difficult question. I know there are a lot of places in Bangalore which are really good, but I'm a kind of a person, I don't visit many places.
You should. You should.
I should. Everyone tells me that, but I don't know.
So let's take away nightlife. Like let's do
Okay,
restaurants or yeah.
restaurants or any other place. Okay, I like beer garden. Okay,
Yeah.
the Koramangala one.
Yes.
So sometimes we are working in Happy Brew, and okay, let's have a brewed beer.
Right.
So me and my friend Raghu, we
Yeah.
just walk there,
Okay.
have a beer, and then again come back to Happy
Right. Right.
Brew. Ambience, I like Big Brewski too for its open air thing.
Right.
My family loves it. The indoor
Yeah.
outlet. And then I like Beer Library also.
Yeah. My favorite as well. Yeah.
It gives a nice feel for
Yeah.
a beer and some starters
Super.
before you go party.
Correct.
Party, if I have to say, I like Sunburn, okay,
Yeah.
because the kind of artists they get,
And it gives a proper nightlife experience.
yeah, nightlife.
Nightclub
For
yeah.
me, it's a concert. Other than like that, I love partying in Happy Brew.
Happy Brew. Yeah.
Because what we do on different days, we have different things,
Right.
so it doesn't let me go anywhere
Exactly.
else.
And
Where
yeah.
okay, you're here. For me, it is work and pleasure together.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
Happy Brew takes all my time. But yes, dining, I like Meghana also. I
Yeah.
love the biryani
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Nagarjuna we go sometimes. And one place, one of my friends' place in JP Nagar, the scene. I like that place also. Which
Okay.
is owned by my
Right.
dear friend Arjun.
Right.
So I like that place also.
Right.
So these are the few places.
Superb. We know that you are obviously passionate about food, right? But when you are at home, what's your comfort food?
Okay. My comfort food will be, trust me, I love upma
Yes.
and I like lemon rice. You give me lemon rice 3 times of the day, I'll be very happy.
Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah.
for me, rasam rice is my favorite. And then biryani, of course.
Yeah.
So my wife used to not cook so much before,
Right.
but she's a fantastic chef today
Okay.
because she knows I love food. So being in Germany also,
Yeah.
we cook a lot of Indian food at home. The way she does Nagarjuna style biryani,
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and the Donne style, the Bangalore Donne
Right.
style
Yeah.
biryani. So there are this Muslim style biryani also, the wedding
Right.
biryani what
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah.
So she's learned about 5 to 6 kind of varieties of biryani where I don't miss Bangalore's food.
Superb.
Okay, and
Yeah.
majority of the times are like, if I like something from Happy Brew, there's
Yeah.
a call which directly goes to the chef and the recipe comes and she cooks and gives it to me.
Amazing.
So it's like all the perks of having
Yeah.
a restaurant and having chefs to support you.
Yeah.
See, like that, I'm very Bangaloreite when it comes to food.
So,
And I like my ragi mudde
Ragi mudde and soppin saru.
soppin saru
Yeah.
and bus saru and all those
Super.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm very local to that.
Amazing.
I'm a
yeah.
Gouda, so
Yeah.
I prefer to be eating
Yes.
my own food. That is my comfort food,
Yeah.
to be really frank.
Yeah. So we have seen all these wild bar nights, okay, that happen at Happy Brew. And of course, sometimes there are cat fights that happen. Okay. So as a owner, what do you do? Like, do you let the bouncers handle it? Or do you get in and, do you try to separate things?
Okay. See, when it comes to this, when I started Happy Brew, okay,
Right.
I was in my 20s and nearing 30s. I've sobered down a lot than before,
Yeah.
but initially, yes, we used to handle things on a personal note. We used to get into the fights. We used to kind of separate. It has pros and cons of its
Right.
own. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I feel all those things, I should be like, okay, there are people to handle it.
Right.
But when when the place is very personal to you,
Yeah.
you would like to handle things in a personal way,
Correct.
right? So this has taught me a lot of lessons where certain things where I shouldn't have been involved.
Like
I've
for
been involved.
example,
I would not to
just
like to
one or
mention.
two.
So
Just
there are lots. There are
Right.
lots that way. Certain customers just coming and saying that okay, no, your service is not good. I'm not going to pay the bill. So
Right.
those kind of situations are many, and
Got
everyone in this industry
yeah,
would have
goes
faced it.
through it. Yeah.
But the way they talk
Correct.
is totally different.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
not only that, mainly when you're closing, there is a
Yeah.
time limit of 1 o'clock.
Right.
We shut our music by 12:45.
Yeah.
We give that 15 minutes time for people to go out.
Correct.
But being intoxicated, okay, they would not be thinking.
Yeah.
They would be, no, we need another 10-15 minutes more.
Right.
See, they don't understand what we go through with the cops, with the regulations basically. And even
Exactly.
we want to follow regulations.
Exactly.
This have caused a lot of problem. Trust me,
Yeah.
things where I've been thinking, why should we do all these things?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because we put in a lot of effort in giving people good experience. Okay.
Correct.
At the end of the night, when
Yeah.
all these things happen, when you're personally there,
You're left with a bad taste. in your
yeah,
mouth.
and when our own people are not able to handle it,
Right.
see, that is when I've always stepped in
Of
into
course.
fights.
Yeah.
Where our people are not able to handle it and you go. Sometimes it is good,
Yeah.
sometimes it backfires.
No, but I'm specifically talking about cat fights when girls fight with each other.
Oh. That is one time you should never get into. There was one instance while
Yeah.
I was sitting, people are like, bouncers are going and telling them it's time, please leave.
Right.
There was a group of about 5-6 girls and one guy. They're going and requesting, they're like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Right.
They're not leaving. Okay, the cops are outside.
Yeah.
Then these guys are not able to convince them.
Right.
That is when I had to step in. I just go
Yeah.
in a very, very, very nice, polite way,
Yeah.
saying, sir, can you please step out?
Yeah.
Because it's time.
Yeah.
The guy was about to respond.
Yeah.
There comes one girl,
Yeah.
face to face,
Yeah.
head on,
Yeah.
saying, you talk to me, why are you talking to him?
Okay.
I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm talking to him. Because 5 girls are there, one guy, I think I should be talking to him.
Yeah.
Our people have been requesting for the longest time now.
Yeah.
I think you should leave. She's like, who are you? I told, I'm part of this place.
Yeah.
She's like, if you're the manager, I have a problem. I was like, ma'am, what? There were few people who were given time and I have not given time. I had to respond, ma'am, everyone have gone. Now even you should leave because the cops are outside.
Right.
She's like, no, I'm not going.
Okay.
What do you want to do? Right on your face. What do you want to do? I had no other way of handling this. I had to pick my phone and call the cops and come inside. So these kind of situations, the girls, especially after being drunk, it's very difficult to handle them. Per se, you need to be in your boundaries. You can't, even the bouncers
Can't touch.
No, you can't
Yeah.
touch, you can't talk to them.
No, but you're
you have to be polite.
absolutely right about calling the cops in, because like how else could you deal with this?
Even the cops were finding it difficult. When they understood, they were taken to the station, kept them till morning. That is when they understood. I feel bad.
Yeah.
I feel bad all these things happen.
Yeah.
But yes, for me, if I have to say my experience of 15 years today
Yeah. Right.
and the way I'm approaching now
Right.
is totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah, you will take a stand, and sometimes what happens when the place is very close to you,
Correct.
close to your heart,
Correct.
sometimes you'll not be thinking from your mind, you'll
Yeah.
start thinking from your
From your
heart.
heart. Yeah.
Sometimes I've thought the previous night what has happened, I'm like, next day morning, this
Why?
could have been handled in a better way.
Different.
But the heat of the moment,
Yeah.
trust
Correct.
me, even a wise man
Right.
makes foolish mistakes.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
no man is good or bad.
Correct.
But a situation
Situation.
always makes a man good or bad.
Right.
But these days, what I tend to do is, I handle things in such a way that those kind of situations doesn't arise.
And even before it starts, it's nipped in the bud.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Okay. We make sure before a fight is starting, we stop it.
Superb.
And all my bouncers have been working with me for almost 8 years, 9 years now.
Yeah. So
They exactly know how to handle a situation.
correct.
Who's a problematic person.
Yes.
And to mention, Happy Brew has the strictest entry policies.
Yes.
Rather than inviting trouble, you
Of
stop the
course.
trouble at the entry.
Perfect. Perfect.
So we always are into this thing.
Yeah.
Let's have limited crowd, but the best crowd.
Yeah.
And this is not from today. From the day we started Happy Brew, we've always believed in having quality crowd.
No, and there's also a thought process behind the segregation and allowing certain people on the dance floor, which people don't understand in the heat of the moment.
We were the first one to do that, to be really frank. We are still criticized.
Yeah.
But I say, these are the rules of our place.
Perfect.
Because this makes the place safe. That is what I personally want. I want to be safe when I'm in my place.
Right.
So that is what we give at Happy Brew. We make sure people who are coming in, especially girls coming in, they feel safe.
Perfect.
And they've always felt safe for all these years.
Perfect.
And I think that is the reason we have been successful.
Thank you. One more question before we sign off, okay? Being at the forefront of innovation and constantly innovating and coming up with new concepts, how do you feel when venues end up copying you? Like, do you just laugh it out, or do you just, like you told me that it does keep you on your toes, but how was the feeling initially?
No, it's nice if people are doing what you're doing. That means they're looking at you. They're watching you.
Yeah.
Let's do something better. That's the reason. That's the main reason behind the innovation, whatever you said.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. We as a team,
the
founders and including me,
right,
we always want to be one step
ahead of the curve
than anyone.
Yeah.
Okay. And that has always been my personal motto.
Yeah.
I want to give people something different.
Yeah. No, but specifically, how do you feel when it happens?
I've laughed it out, to be really frank.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever I design,
yes,
I design for Happy Brew. So what I design for Happy Brew, if I have another place, I will not do this there.
Correct.
I've always told each and every place has its own USP. See, if I don't know what is the USP of my place,
right,
then no point in me doing business.
Absolutely. Yeah. Correct.
If everyone wants to do what Happy Brew is doing,
correct,
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I'm very happy because they have appreciated the concept. See, that is what happens, because when I plan something, do something, I do it at certain level. Okay, I want it to be niche, I want it to be nice, and I want that concept to work well. And when it is worked well, okay, someone else does it, I'm happy someone is doing it.
Yeah.
I'm happy if this particular thing is helping others.
Right.
But every place, the same concept has to be done or worked out in a different way. Okay. If it is not planned well, then the same concept will not work there. That is when it will be a failure. But trust me, when people want to do certain things together, I'm always open to share my thoughts.
Yeah.
Because people coming into this industry are coming out of passion. And at the end of the day, with passion, they have invested money. They have to make money too. I always tell people one thing, okay, if your vision is what you're thinking, okay, it is not easy to execute the way you want. Yeah. It is very difficult. For that, you need to be more focused. You need to give more time.
Yeah.
Business always has to be done with ethics. I'm very ethical in business, okay? I don't do what others are doing.
Right.
I keep my stand in whatever I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm always approachable, as you know.
Right.
Someone calls me for some suggestions, I always give my open suggestion, what will work on them, and I'm straight on the face. For me, it is not that, okay, he should not feel bad about me, but it should help him. You need to get that hard reality on the face,
and
rather
they
than
should
being
be smart enough to understand.
Absolutely. See, not everyone can do everything. So, if I know you well, Vicky, you come and ask me certain things, I would tell you that, okay, this is right for you or this is not right for you. Please don't do this, don't waste your time. You have better things to do, right? So, to be open and to be frank, that's made me good as well as bad.
Correct. But that's the,
It's two sides of a coin. One coin, two sides of the coin. So, basically that is how I lead my
But
life.
that's the way it is, and I'm proud to be.
I'm proud to be
Yeah.
that because
That's your personality, Rakesh.
Absolutely.
And that's what we love you for.
see, that's the reason even my staff likes me, because I don't keep anything in my mind. I am direct right at the point.
Correct.
And right then.
Yes.
If I see something wrong, I will not call for a meeting tomorrow.
Yes,
I
yeah,
call immediately. I say,
Yeah.
this is wrong, what you're doing, correct it.
right.
It's as simple as that.
So, yeah,
Even with my partners or my
Yeah.
friends, I'm very open and direct on the face.
and of course, even the appreciation also is passed the same way as well. It's
Absolutely.
not just the criticism.
You need to take both.
Thank you so much. We had such an amazing conversation with you today, and we got to know a lot about your personal life as well as your future plans. And like I said at the start of the show, every single chat I've had with you, I've been able to understand you a little more better. And today, a lot of those pieces fell into place. But from the bottom of our hearts, we wish you all the best and a lot of luck for all your future endeavors. And just keep inspiring us, and just keep doing things for the Bangalore nightlife community.
Thank you so much, Vicky. See, it's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
As you are a very, very dear friend, I've never done this before.
yeah,
But as you asked me for this,
yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
say no to you.
Right? But sometimes what happens is, because we are so busy doing so many things for ourselves and our brand, we exude all that passion only towards what we are doing. But the world needs to know, right? The
Absolutely.
world needs to know
Absolutely.
what's the thought process that goes behind making a place like Happy Brew constantly stand at the forefront. And I really hope that this podcast does inspire a lot of people, like especially in the hospitality and the F&B sector, who look up to you, and they will learn and they will know like what to do.
See, this one thing what I would like to share, the
Yeah.
opportunity what you have given. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yeah.
But with this,
Yeah.
okay, with this platform, I'd just like to say one thing. It's in this industry, being consistent is very important.
Correct.
Being focused is very important.
Yes.
Risk taking is good, but it has to be limited, because once we open a place or close a place, it's not only money which is lost, it is people who lose their job.
Correct.
We need to think 360-degree before we jump into the pool. I'm very happy that there are a lot of people who have shown interest on F&B. I'm happy that the industry is also growing. I'm a very small part in this industry,
Yeah.
but I'm always there if someone wants to reach out me for any suggestions.
Super.
Probably I would be very happy to do that.
Yeah. Thank you so much again for coming down. It's been a pleasure to have you. And we look forward to coming down to Happy Brew and enjoying many more memorable nights.
Thank you. Every day is a happy night at Happy Brew.
For
Please
sure.
come, and thank you so much for
My pleasure.
inviting me here.
My
Thank you so
pleasure.
much.
Thank you.